World Darts Championship, Wednesday predictions, odds, betting tips, accas, order of play and TV times. We preview Wednesday and #X27:S action at the PDC World Darts Championship, including the order of play, match-by-match predictions, Sky Bet odds and a suggested acca. There and #X27:S another batch of afternoon and evening sessions at Alexandra Palace today as we continue to plow through the second round, with the likes of Michael Smith, Simon Whitlock, James Wade and Joe Cullen all in action. Read also afternoon session. Click on the odds for more Sky Bet match markets head-to-head, 0-2018 meetings, 0-0 PDC titles in 2018, 1-0 career PDC titles, 1-0 unless you keep a close eye on the PDC and #X27:S development or challenge tours. Geert Nentjes 1 and #X27:T be on your radar yet, but early signs suggest he and #X27:S got a bright future. The 20-year-old Dutchman reached 3 finals, 3 semis and 2 quarters on the development tour, which earned him a high enough finish on the order or merit to qualify for his debut World Championship. Also, when competing in the UK Open qualifiers at the start of the year, he claimed wins over Joe Cullen and James Wilson, so he and #X27:S obviously got talent and potential. When doing my research on him, I found an article on dartsnews.com in which he said, "I started 5 years ago after watching the PDC World Championship and bought myself a dartboard and darts and started practicing. I didn't immediately hit a 180 because I was really bad in the beginning, but I really loved the game and practiced a lot, and that made me better and better, and after 2 years I started to play national and international tournaments. Really bad in the beginning? If that does and #X27:T give any aspiring players hope, I don't and #X27:T know what will." Anyway, a run to the World Youth Championship quarterfinals was abruptly ended by eventual runner-up Martin Schindler 6-0, and although he has no major televised tournament experience, it and #X27:S not as if Aspinall has much experience of winning on the big stage. That said, the 27-year-old is a worthy favorite, having won his maiden PDC title this year, but I think this has potential of going the distance. Prediction: 2-3 head-to-head. N/A2018 meetings, A PDC titles in 2018, 0-0 career PDC titles, 0-0 we and #X27:V already seen one Filipino player light up the Alexandra Palace this year in Lawrence Iligan, despite the fact he lost an extremely entertaining clash against Vincent Dervoort with a 95 average. Noah Mulakadem could well be the next, and although he wasn't an #X27:T quite as successful as Iligan on the Asian Tour, his draw would seem softer. The 41-year-old won 2 events in 2018 and also hit a 9-darter against Royden Lamb, albeit losing the match, so Don and #X27:T be surprised if he pulls of a shock like fellow Asian Tour qualifier Sego Asada managed against Krzysztof Ratajski yesterday. Jeffrey de Graaf is a very short favorite considering he and #X27:S not gone particularly deep in any tournament on the Pro Tour or European Tour, except a run to a Players' Championship semi-final back in February, while he and #X27:S never won a match on the World Championship stage. He lost 4 first-round matches at the Lakeside during his BDO days from 2013 to 2016. Winning 4 sets in total and losing 9, while 2 years ago here he lost 3-1 to Jelle Klaassen. These sorts of things can play on one and #X27:S mind, and expect a nervy performance from him. Mulakadem is 11/10 with a 1.5 set start, so I think that and #X27:S probably the safest way to go. Before we move on, I know it and #X27:S below the belt to highlight one bad visit from any player, but it does make us amateurs and novices feel a bit better about our own game. Prediction: 3-2 head-to-head, 370 2018 meetings, 0-1 PDC titles in 2018, 0-0 career PDC titles, 25. Those who read my pre-tournament preview will know Joe Cullen is one of my outside tips, but for those who didn't #X27 here and #X27 what I wrote. Don and #X27 be put off by the rockstar and #X27 horrible record of just 1 win in 7 previous visits to Alexandra Palace, because as he explained in an interview with me, he has a history of difficult draws from the days when he wasn't and #X27 seeded. This year has been a real breakthrough for Cullen in terms of performances on the televised and European Tour stages, and he and #X27 be licking his lips at being in this bracket, even if a slow player like Brendan Dolan in round 2 isn't an #X27 an ideal way to begin. Cullen underlined the talents we all knew he had by reaching the World Matchplay quarterfinals, where he thrashed Gerwyn Price and Daryl Gurney before missing 2 match darts in an epic 1917 defeat to 9-dart hero Gary Anderson, and also made the last 4 of the European Championship. He came so close to reaching his maiden TV final at the latter event in October, missing match dart against Simon Whitlock in an agonizing 11-10 loss, having previously come from 6-1 down to beat Rob Cross and also brushed aside Michael Smith 10-4. Brendan Dolan, playing in his 11th consecutive World Championship, is a painfully slow player, but given he and #X27 not reaching the latter stages of tournaments like he used to, it and #X27 perhaps not as big a factor anymore. That and #X27 not to say he can and #X27 nick a set. After all, he beat Cullen 6-1 in their only meeting this year, but he only averaged 86 in an easy 3-0 win over Yuan Junliu in the first round and will need to improve. Prediction: 3-1 head-to-head, N/A 2018 meetings, N, A PDC titles in 2018, 0-0 career PDC titles, 4-0 if there and #X27 one player, apart from Dave Chisnall, whose games I find almost impossible to call it, and #X27 Kim Ibrox. We all know he still has the ability to ruthlessly race through a match in true and #X27 hurricane and #X27 fashion, although even during the heights of his career to date, inconsistency would be his major hurdle. These days those very good performances are fewer and further apart, and the best we saw of him this year was probably at the World Cup, where he helped Belgium reach the semi-finals. That said, he and #X27 still reached 3 quarter-finals in the semi-final on the Pro Tour this season, and also got to the last 4 of the Dutch Darts Masters, where he beat Peter Wright. So there and #X27 no reason the good Kim won and #X27 turn up today. Daniel Larsson enjoyed a dream debut yesterday when upsetting Robert Thornton at 3-1, and his average of 91, boosted by 7 180s, suggests he will give Ibrox a very good game. That performance was yet another reminder of how the global standard of darts is rising off the radar, and there and #X27 a whole host of unfamiliar names you don and #X27 often see on TV, who are a lot better than you expect. I and #X27 am leaning on the upset here, but instead of taking 2-1, I and #X27 LLB slightly bolder and back Larsson to win, score over 2.5 180s and have a checkout of over 82.5 at 11/4. If you don and #X27 want to side with a particular player, how about the match to have over 16.5 legs, a high checkout of over 126.5 and more than 7.5 180s at the same price? Prediction: 2-3 evening session head-to-head, 1/12,018 meetings, 0-0 PDC titles in 2018, 0-0 career PDC titles, 0-0 William O and #X27 Connor may have plenty of backers for this match following his first round win on Sunday, which broke his duck on the Alexandra Palace stage. Although an 87 average against Jordi Mewis was hardly earth-shattering, afterwards he said, "I play the opponent rather than play the board. I had prepared for your D to play out of his skin and he didn't and #X27 T perform. I was waiting for your D to kick off and he never did. It dragged me down a little bit as well. He accepts the pressure is off him now. He and #X27 tasted victory here after last year and #X27 disappointment against Steve Beaton, so expect a more relaxed Ho and #X27 Connor who and #X27 LL need to produce better against a player of James Wilson and #X27 quality. Their seasons Haven and #X27 T been too dissimilar in the sense they both reached a European Tour final and both lost to Michael van Gerwen when they got there. However, Wilson and #X27 run to the World Grand Prix quarterfinals, where he narrowly lost to eventual runner-up Peter Wright, shows how much he and #X27 developed as a player who can perform on TV. I and #X27 LL give the Englishman the edge, but at the 7/4 on it going the distance is tempting. Prediction: 3-2 head-to-head, 2-0-2018 meetings, 2-0 PDC titles in 2018, 0-0 career PDC titles, 17-0. I was guilty of underestimating Ryan Joyce ahead of his clash with Anastasia Dobromyslova, and despite losing the first leg, he didn't and #X27 T seem anywhere near as nervy as I thought he and #X27 DB. He landed big checkouts under pressure to take the wind out of Dobromyslova and #X27 sails, and the Russian only won 2 more legs in a one-sided match in which Joyce averaged 90. Whitlock will almost certainly average more than Dobromyslova and #X27 77.32, so it and #X27 not disrespectful to say this will be a much sterner test, and, of course, the odds reflect that. The Aussie, who has won both of their meetings and floor events this season, 6-2 and 6-3, has looked a dangerous force in the big events, reaching the European Championship final, which he lost to James Wade in a deciding leg, while also going as far as the quarterfinals of both the World Match Play and Grand Slam of Darts. Obviously he and #X27 aiming to do better than that, and the defeat to Gerwin Price in Wolverhampton where he blew a big lead will have hurt, but his belief has returned, and I and #X27 am fairly sure we and #X27 LL see an impressive win on Wednesday night. I and #X27 LL back him to win, score over 3.5 180s and have a checkout of over 100.5 at 11/8. Prediction: 3-1 head-to-head, N/A 2018 meetings, N, A PDC titles in 2018, 0-0 career PDC titles, 0-0. Sorry to reference my pre-tournament preview again, but Michael Smith made my staking plan to become world title, and this is why. It and #X27 almost like everyone is waiting for Bully Boy to win a big one after showing so much more promise in 2018, and nobody can doubt his star potential, which he nearly converted into Premier League glory earlier this year. Smith beat his mentor Anderson in the semi-finals before being blown away by a ruthless MVG at the O2, but since then he and #X27 won a televised title at the Shanghai Masters and came agonizingly close to triumphing at the World Series of Darts finals last month. The square death Mueth's Macron incredible drama at the end of the World Series of Darts finals. The ± leg 20. Wade busts from 121 and then misses 2 match darts. ± deciding leg, Smith misses 5 match darts. James Wade hits double 18 for the title. pic.twitter.com/3zifny3m. In the most dramatic of finals in Vienna, the Street Helens man forced a deciding leg against James Wade only to miss 5 darts for the title as the machine capitalized. Although I really like the inflated price on Cross to win the title, I do also want to back Smith given how loudly he and #X27 been knocking on the door. I have to acknowledge, however, that if Ron Meulenkamp plays as well as he did after losing 6 of the opening 7 legs against Diego Portela yesterday, Then Smith can and #X27 afford to make a slow start. The Dutchman ended up with a 93 average in a high-quality affair, hit 8 180s and made a 124 checkout. Given how strong Bully Boy can be on his maximums, I think the best bet for this match is quite a simple one, over 9.5 180s at evens. Prediction: 3-1 head-to-head, N/A 2018 meetings, N, A PDC titles in 2018, 2-0 career PDC titles, 30-0 James Wade will almost certainly be back in the Premier League next season after dramatically pulling himself out of the darting doldrums to win both the European Championship and World Series back-to-back recently, ending a near 5-year drought for a TV title. That, however, will be far from his mind right now as he sets about his quest to win the biggest trophy of the lot for the first time in his career, and he cooled and #X27 really be in a better place right now. The machine put his recent success down to the happiness emanating from the arrival of his son Arthur, and I doubt the novelty has worn off yet. On the darting front, he and #X27 LLB secretly happy that his opponent is Sego Asada rather than the dangerous Krzysztof Ratajski, who somehow blew a 2-0 lead to bow out. I had tipped the Polish Eagle at 33-1 to win this extremely tough quarter, so to say I was crestfallen when Asada, who was 33-1 in play when 2-0 down, produced a stunning comeback. The Asian Tour number 2 grew in confidence after taking the third set on a decider and ended up with an impressive average of 91 and a checkout percentage of 44%. If he can play like that again, then backing Asada, plus 1.5 sets, has appeal. Prediction: 3-2 FY diaresis AFY broken bar. James Wade became a father for the first time last month, almost 5 years after his last TV title. FY 20 days later, he and number 39 just won his second big title in a fortnight. FY Pilkro that and number 39 2 for Arthur. #LoveAthyDartsPick.twitter.com/Tile0 Thursday, December 20 afternoon session, 1230 GMT second round, best of 5 sets TV coverage, Sky Sports Darts evening session, 1900 second round, best of 5 sets TV coverage, Sky Sports Darts full World Championship draw and schedule.